I had to reset my computer, so this is my webcam right now on my own computer. So hold up, trying to. Oh, okay. It has to be turned on. Imagine that. The camera has to be turned on. Oh my god! I'm like, let me look at the camera to see why my cam link is not working. My camera's not on. Like, why is this not working? Turn it on. You know, literally that was the case. All right. Oh, okay, here we go. I was in the property screen, so it's a little bit shaky. We'll just reset it here. I only need custom. What's my resolution? I don't need that much. Let me just Google something here. NV12. What is the difference between race and ethnicity? Well, race is you're born as one, and ethnicity is, what you choose actually. Like if a white person's adopted, like from a German to an Irish, or vice versa, they would grow up German or Irish. Or like me, being born in Texas or whatever, growing up in an Italian, Puerto Rican household, being Navajo. Navajo is my race. Hopi is my race. Apache, Comanche, Spanish, a little bit of Portuguese. Um, well, Eskimo. That's my race, and then that'd be your ethnicity. You know, in Puerto Rico would be more definitive because they would have more. Unfortunately, it'd be Boricua, and it'd be a race and a culture. So, but as you get up outside the island in New York, it's a little bit more complex. What is the difference between UYU 12? I know it's the color schematic and how they encode it, like so they don't lose any of it. NV12. Okay, so the difference between NV12 is this: how the bytes are arranged in memory. The information is 100%. Otherwise, the information also completely unread. The AV filter is covered to changed to. But the thing is, like, okay, so this is someone's opinion. I need like something that could be cross-referenced readily. The color format is U. No. UV is YUV. No. I don't know. You remember growing up, people want to make it like that arguable thing or whatever, and because they know that race determines could get respect and authority or whatever, and I guess as that propagates out, you want to unfortunately make that about race, so that's unarguable about native blood, so because you're going to push for native causes as opposed to white or black, and it's going to stick to Boricua native issues, whatever. So, let's see here. Okay, where's the difference? If we get some definitive answers here. You know, because you're Spanish, you want to make it more about Spanish. Black, you want to make it more black. You know, you gotta. It's like this. I would love to say this perfect or melding of all three, but it moves in shifts. Part of the community needs more white Italian, really, other black. So you know, gotta get a feel for it. But once you get to the native, that's like the core. You know what I mean? Either side can't really intrude upon it. So me coming in with like Navajo blood, or really what they thought at the time was Mohawk, except for like half a dozen people knew I was like Navajo, instead of just Mohawk, and then on the periphery to sell Puerto Rican, which was probably 90% of people in Jersey. And so they couldn't really attack it because they tried to push it, you know, one way, black one way, or white the other way, and then we had that like center. So no people could push their influence. Our influence went out. Non-influence came in. Like, oh, we could, yeah, we have a lot of influence in that community. Like, we have influence in your community. Oh, that shit. We literally thought like that. We have a few Dominicans too, which is pleasant, you know, blessing, you know. You know, it's like when you have light-skinned Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, you could find out what white people think about you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, that's what they think about us. All right, okay, all right. Because they know, like, who we are. They couldn't hide that they're Puerto Rican. But there's other Puerto Ricans that are like quarter Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican, that are just white. And they'll come up to us and be like, hey, you know what I mean? And then Dominicans are the same way. They're like, oh. The same with black Puerto Ricans. So like, you know, these people over here, these black dudes over here, they think, you know, then I'm like, oh, all right, okay, we got you. You know what I'm talking about? And you just show up, squash it before it begins. How do you know that? I'm like, people come to us. What do you think? Maybe you should be more sociable, bitch. You know, not just kidding. It's not always hardcore fighting, you know. It's just maneuvering. That's why, you know, people come from the South or West Coast, they're like, oh, like Puerto Ricans are black people's bitches. I was like, no, no. And they get mad because they know, like, they dealt with a lot of people that are my cousins, whatever, Mexicans down south or whatever, right? So to speak, cousins. And so they're like, oh, they try to get over on me. They go to my light skinned friends and they look at them and was like, I'm light skinned. You should go to him. He used to deal with a lot of the racist shit. Wouldn't he be a little bit more attentive to your needs? And obviously, I have to deal with more racist shit. So, yeah, I'm going to listen to more black people. I get it. I have to deal with it. And that's usually the case. Of like, let's go speak to Spring. And then so, usually some black dude from, not from Jersey, not from New York, Connecticut, or Massachusetts. Usually from the South. 90% is from the South, and occasionally someone from the West Coast limps their way over from speaking to my light-skinned friends to me, and they're like, "Oh, okay." Like, yeah, dude, doesn't it make sense? It doesn't, and it's just like you could see like it turns them a little bit. But that's reality, man. This is the world. The same reason why you want to go up to them is the same reason why you're going up to me. Sometimes I have to say that. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? I was like, strongest render script in here. UV. This is really technical here. So, but what is better? For, I don't know. Okay, so I sort of got this. I'm going to use this. I'm going to lower down the resolution. I don't need that much of a resolution, dude. Why can't, oh, well, maybe I should close down these things. See if that works. No, no. Well, you know, you have those two pulls. You got Bronx, you got the suburbs pulling in two different directions. And then you understand, you know, people know that. You want to move out of the Bronx, but then you have to deal with the other way. So, how do you find that balance? And it's that Bellicqua Native Center. And that people can't argue out of it. You know, you can't be like, well, I have a little bit of Spanish, so, you know, or whatever, you know, it's just. Is what it is. I'm not going to get into it. I mean, I know it hasn't changed. I know on the island it's different, but I don't know, man. Speaking of which, if people have to dig fucking wells, there's a problem. There's gangs and all that other shit. When shit goes wrong, controlling water. Parts of this country should not be a third world. Simple as that. And it's not just Puerto Rico. I mean, honestly, it's parts of northern Mississippi, Louisiana, Hawaii, and probably other parts. You know what I'm talking about? We're just totally oblivious to it. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, it's other countries, other countries. No. Well, parts of Mississippi. I just know I've seen very thorough reports on northern Mississippi and Louisiana. I'm not too. I thought the bayou has to be part of it too, probably. I'm not sure. Maybe they skipped over that in the reports. Color better. That's a device default. I'll just keep it like this for now. I mean, because that's what it is. If society is not working for them, they're going to blame something external, you know, and it's not going to be them. gonna be those blacks, I mean those Latinos, it's gonna be those white people in the cities, you know? And where's that breed? I ain't gonna follow the law. At the municipal level, if you're black or Latino, and if you're federal, because all those people are your family, and who are police and all that other stuff, it's gonna be federal. Like fuck those, fuck the man, you know? And let's go march on the Capitol and shit like that. So it comes back to the system needs to work for you. Minimum wage, bitch. Minimum fucking wage. Tiered up to beat inflation, just a notch above inflation. Just fifth should be about $16, increasing 2.5% per year. I'm telling you, watch the crime go down. White, black, Latino, everybody else, native. Increase the native minimum wage to 20. Making the FBI work and shit. DA. Well, probably less so now, but you get it. Everybody else. The system works. That. Oh, you know what I'm saying? More people get more money. More people contribute. You gotta less. The federal government gotta do squash all the fucking dumbass shit. At the core of it is just like, well, if I was happy and I was hugged more, this wouldn't happen. Here, I'll give you a hug. Federal government give you a hug. We get something else now. It's not a hug. I like that lady that tried to sell the laptop. I love America so much. I'll go to the Russians. Okay. I'm not American. Want a I'll give you a laptop. I want the Russians want it though. Yeah. Okay, I can fuck around with the camera a little bit more. You know, maybe it's the camera's information is a little bit off. I'm not sure. But that's the world we live in, you know. It's kind of frustrating. This whole perception game, you know, we want to view we're more American than our neighbor, and say the people that vote for Trump are un-American and racist and traitors, and they want to say the inverse to us, whatever, right? And they'll lie, cheat, steal to make that perception. Definitely, and you know the government is fighting a war within itself because they're going to try to make that seem legitimate. That groups of people are traitors, hate this country, whatever. And then how do you go against people that are traitors, insurrectionists, that are literally doing that and trying to misdirect it and instill racism and bring down other minorities, groups, leaders by QAnon tactics, and white people with those because they're standing up against that racism and for equality. And they want to confuse it so they can make moves, you know? And want to confuse it so they have more room or just enough time they could further a white supremacist agenda, you know? So they use their and their minority allies to do that, usually Asian or whatever. And definitely black and Latino. A lot of Latinas, you know, light skinned. That out. So how do you confront that? You know, I mean, the founding fathers realized this too. And they realized they couldn't even do it because they owned slaves or whatever. And they looked to the future. And so you just got to push down what you already have inside you. I mean, just admit to yourself that you are racist. Admit to yourself that you are biased. Admit to yourself that you want more than your neighbor. And you use any means possible and make it look like you had that right, the moral right to do it above them because you're better than them. And you suppress that. You suppress it as much as possible, be civil and be a good neighbor. And you confine that into our structure, which is a combination of capitalism and socialist structure. It's just almost like it's a liberal libertarian parliamentary defined society that we live in. So we have a little bit of socialist ideas and capitalist institutions at good balance, so we could technically tell the other side they're fucking fascist. They could technically say we're socialist, whatever, right? But the truth is they're socialist and we're fascist and vice versa, because we both live in the same era. But we want to keep that balance, you know? But point is that we want to outcompete our neighbors and define ways where it doesn't subjugate our neighbor. And we don't want to have our biases and our racism take control of us. And that's difficult because it takes this constant fight within ourselves to do that. This self-awareness, this self-control. Because it governs all of our decisions. Race governs all of our environment, how we see the world. And we always got to suppress it as much as possible to be civil. Because if we were not civil, we'll descend into anarchy so quickly. It already has happened, you know? How do you fight that? Look at ways to create bonds and then instead of divides. Look at ways to reach out your hand than to say he's my enemy. How can we help her instead of how can we view ourselves better than she is, so we could say, hey, I'm a man. I deserve more. And I could say I'm more talented. And make it look like I'm smarter, tougher, or whatever. And then actually looking at their ability. Or inverse, saying, okay, well, since white people did nothing but fuck me over, I'm just going to do the same to them. They're nothing but fucking morons, retarded, pussy-ass motherfuckers. So I'm not even going to give them whatever. If I have the chance to do the same thing, I'll do it instantly. Is that going to be self-sustainable? No. So that's how you do it. In yourself, every interaction. And when you see people creating divides, then bringing people together And it's not weakness because you bring people together to have competition, to have achievements in codified ways to outdo your neighbor, to achieve, to acquire wealth. Than just saying, oh, well, this is my race. I want him to succeed. Skill and ability needs to rise up, not a race. And we can't give the perception of skill and ability on just one people or one gender. That's how you beat it. That's the long-term goals. And the short-term goals is you got to make an example of these people. Unfortunately, a lot of other people believe as they did. They took action upon it. It's like the people got interned, the Japanese got interned, you know? You could have smacked up the whole community another way, but it did its jobs. It made a really good fighting force. But do you have to intern them? Hey, you know what I'm talking about? I don't see a better way. We weren't smart enough to find out another way quickly enough. I know that. But there was, you know, sentiment towards the opposition, towards Nihihao. And it already showed that they could turn against us, whatever, so. The same mentality. Could you trust Seminoles? You hunted them to extinction, so you had to incarcerate the handful left for their natural life or whatever on no charges. So you had Native Americans incarcerated for 20, 30 years, doing nothing wrong. You can't treat people like crap and then blame them for it.
On me! On me! Reload! Fire! Let's land here! We're running out of time! Go!
That's what we have
Just
here.
what I need! Weapon here! Bomb's about to blow! I saw it first! I think we're good. Grenade! Okay, let him down! My ammo now!
Don't mind if I do.
Come on, bring it! Contact right here! Gotta reload! We've got a Scion!
Frag out!
Scion, mark! Scion spotted! Scion! Again!
Scion spotted! Reloading! Frag out!
I owe you one.
You're officially out of options!
Weapon marked!
The batter's right behind us! Scion spotted!
Reloading! Scion! You're a big crowd! Loading lock! Rolling rock!
Scion mark!
Scion mark! Die on, Scion! Reloading!
On me!
We've got a Scion!
Coming
it. We got him. I think that's all of them. Supplies!
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Don't mind if I do.
Sweet. Dibs. The Venom's here.
Reloading!
Gotta get out of here.
Kill! Scion spotted! Yeah! Pour it on! Damn it, and come on! Shoot me like you mean it! Wow, it's time! Big crowd!
Venom flowers, get out of here.
Venom's here! Venom's here! Hang on! Reloading! Scion! We're hot! We're live! Big crowd! Look at us, Scion! Run! Venom's right behind us!
I need one with a little bit more ice science on it, so you get the roll a little bit better. Sometimes you gotta get good rolls, you know. Give him a chance to get the cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting it done. I had to restart my computer, and now my camera's all messed up. I'm telling you, man, having an old computer, like, it just conflicts. I'm telling you. Well, the quality's good. At least, you know. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So they're coming out with new GPUs, the TIs. Like, so what are they? I looked at, there's like a 350 Ti, 36 something. So I'm looking like, then they're going to come out with the 390 Ti, right? So might as well just wait for that. You know what I'm saying? Because the 380 Ti is just as powerful as the 390. But you can't even get the 390, the 380. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah. So what I'm probably gonna do is work on my first computer, get the second computer, and then I'm gonna find like a sub $100 fucking graphics card on eBay and just put the shit on there that's gonna last just like a couple months before it goes fucking whatever. This craps out on me, and then until it comes out. You know what I'm talking about? Something in there.
Enemies on me! Hang on! Reloading! Supply cap running out of time! Go! Grenade here! Any second now! Big crop! Big crop! There it is! Finish this! Revive me! Taking a break? Ah, bumped it! Put a little ice on it! There you go! Yes! You're dead. Shit, that's close. On me! Handled. Okay, we're good. Ah! I'm fine. Get up! Cover me! Reloading! Yo. It's done. Son of it! You big shit bastard! Scion! Run! One scion for the slab! All clear!
There we go.
Hurry! The venom's catching up!
Yeah, you know, that's why I'll just find, like, it doesn't even matter since I'll have no graphics card. There's gonna be like a shitload that's like around $100 that you get really good. I'll just do something. You know what I'm talking about? And since my graphics card is about 300 CUDA cores, anything over 300 I'll be fine.
Let's do it! bunch of stuff we can use here. My ammo now. Here's some ammo.
Venom's catching up. Move it.
Good find.
Yeah, what's up, Zone?
Show me like you
Yeah, usually I could freeze them and then it doesn't come out. I could just nail him. But see, when I freeze them, usually everybody jumps on the guy, but it's only just me and just dip out on someone else. I'm like, dude, help me out on this guy. Let's take this guy out. Focus all the firepower on one guy, move on to the next. You know.
Come on, try me.
They will no one hit them. Let's get this death march underway then, shall we?
Enemies on me. Supplies in it. Big cry. Weapon. We're running out of time. Ammo mark. It's gonna blow. Go. Okay, good. It's attacking. There it is. I'm reloading. My Scion spotted. Big cloud. I do not fail. Scion spotted. We got a Scion. Crop. Big crop. Gotta reload. Oh yeah, can't stop this. Damn it, it's done.
I don't know what that guy's doing. He's just like chilling in there, not doing anything.
Give me a hand. Come on, shoot me like you mean it. Back to you. Oh yeah, you can't stop this. Thanks. Gotta reload. Get up.
I don't think I got the right cards on. This guy should be like frozen.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. Well, you know, to each their own. You know.
That's it. Come get me. On me. Blinded. Scion spotted. Brilliant. I'm reloading. Grab. Come on, son. Scion. Blinded.
Lucky us. And that's it. Good fight.
Large, we gotta fucking move. Venom's coming. Supply cache. All right then. Don't mind if I
Ready to
do.
go! Enemies on me! Reload! Natural talent! Fuck off, Scion! Venom's approaching! Bang on! Oh yeah! They're on it! We gotta find them! Shit, die! Reload! Let's do it! Bring it! We've got a Scion! Come on, son! Scion!
Natural talent. One dead side.
They're in a pod. Find it.
Good
All
save!
clear.
Mine now.
There's a weapon.
Bloody hell, you're weak.
Weapon! Got a weapon here.
I'll take that. Oh, piece of shit. All right, let's not split up for too long.
It's the exit! Incoming Scion!
I'm reloading! Attack him! He's out!
We got a Scion! Ah, shit, I'm hurt! Get up!
Blinded! We've got a Scion!
Extraction point reached!
I know, right? I like to think I could hit like headshots all the time, but then I hit the ceiling. I'm like, oh, it's too high. Like, oh yeah, I should have seen that. I know, yeah. I was like, choose another dude. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think I have the right cards for that. Forget what card I really need. I got a good mix. There's like really no downtime because you're constantly moving because you're on a clock, whatever. So every second counts, you know, because that venom creeps up on you, so you can't just sit there and chill. I'm like, okay, I got this, whatever. Yeah, see, look, I do have the freeze on. I could take this off. If I could just get a good one with just like a lot of ice ions, I'd be set. Zell, where you from? Oh yeah, that's right, Vegas. How's it over there? The casino business. I don't know if I could live in the middle of nowhere. Oh wait, I'm in Hawaii, so I'm in the middle of nowhere. 77. It's sunny. Yeah, it gets like super hot over there, man.
For a hell of a fight.
Stay vigilant and stay mobile. That Raven won't wait around forever.
Okay, here we go.
Nah, man.
Fire, spotted. We should stick together.
Oh my god. It's hot. I remember living in Tahiti. That shit was hot. And it was humid out. I was like, oh. Oh my god, it was hot.
Venom ready. Not good.
The Colonel's gonna owe me a favor after this.
Stick together and we'll be fine. Let's get to that Raven. I'm spotted!
Hey, we should regroup.
He's like, I got hit on the head with a drop shot. I'm out. Yeah. How much? Oh my god, he's a level 12. No wonder why. You gotta go. I don't know why it took so fucking long, man. Keep thinking like where I want to move to. Don't get me wrong, I definitely gonna move to Puerto Rico and have property over there. But then I keep thinking, like I know I'm gonna be rich over here, and so you always look like the grass is greener. Like where in America do I want to go? And I know the only two places I really want to go is like the tri-state area, Puerto Rico, and here. You know, I don't think I could ever go to Vegas. I'm anti-gambling. I've always been. You know, all my friends are like, oh, let's go down to Atlantic City. Yeah. You know, go down to Atlantic City, and I mean, I went down there a couple times, but it's just like it wasn't to gamble. It was only to party. You know, I mean, and then you go down there. And like house parties are better over here, you know what I'm talking about? Like if you get a really good wine, it's better over in Jersey, you know. Hell, I mean it's better in Newark. I mean, hell, some of the house bar like goes out the state, like, yo, there's a party up in Newark. And you go there and the house is unflowed, you know what I'm talking about? It's like crazy. It's like that one movie, you know what I'm talking about? With that fucking flamethrower and shit. It's fucking nuts. Yeah. It's like, oh, Supreme's coming up. And I'm like, yeah. That was one thing that shook me when I came down to. I didn't know about house parties at all because I guess I went to a boarding school since I was like in eighth, seventh, eighth, and ninth grade. So I didn't know about any of that stuff because I grew up in North Jersey, and then my adopted family moved down to the Jersey Shore when I was at Church Farm School when I was in seventh grade. At the end of seventh grade. But I wasn't at the Jersey Shore until like ninth grade because I was at boarding school. And then finally I went to public school, and then wow, it's like house parties. Like it's just like, psh, like never knew about this shit. It was crazy, crazy, man. Just absolutely nuts.
The sooner we're at the extraction point, the better. Come on.
Like you think about models and actors and shit like that. People better looking than any of them be at these parties, man. It's fucking crazy.
Gotta reload! Let's do this.
Still got it.
Siren spotted! Want some of this?
Bullshit.
Push through! That bomb's going up soon! One dead Scion! Thanks. Scion! Bring it down!
Bomb's about to blow. Supplies. My ammo now.
We got a Scion! I'm reloading!
Mine now.
Oh, yes.
Got him.
It's done.
Oh, I'm feeling it now.
Ready to go!
Negative. Negative. Reload. Lock and load. Let's get him.
And stay dead, grub! Want some of this? Scion spotted! Reload! Nice! All time! That was a little too close. Nice! Oh yeah, you can't stop this! Watch and learn! Scion! Bring it down!
Venom's coming.
Here we go.
Cyan marked. Cover me. Reloading. Good to go. Nice. Supplies. I'll take those. Let's not split up for too long. Oh yeah! More ammo here.
Reloading!
Shit, yeah!
Got a Scion!
Oh yes. Escape that grub. Venom's coming. You want some of this?
Now we're talking.
You asked for it. Want tango? Zion's been retired. Reload!
Why are we splitting up? We got a Scion! Weapon marked! Still got it. Venom's right behind us! Go! You want some of this? Scion marked. We've got a Scion.
Down he goes. Reload.
Let that go up one.
Ready to go. I think that's it. Oh, this is my shit right here.
Ah, good. Hey, supplies on me if you need them.
I'll take this shit.
Supplies here. My ammo now.
Come to Papa. Affirmative. Affirmative.
My ammo now.
It's called experience. We've got a Scion. Come on, attacking them.
Yeah, that's how it is in AC.
Scion. Want some of this? Scion! Bring it down! Place to the Scion. Scion spotted. I'll never get tired of that. Incoming Scion! You asked for it.
Scion marked.
We got it. Still got it. Cover me. Reload. Let's get him. That's it.
Still got it. There's the exit.
I said maybe in Seaside we drew in more people. You know, just like, and that just drew in more people, and that drew in more people. But now, like the dynamics are all different, you know.
It's called experience. Clear.
And there's the exit. All right, let's seal the deal. Don't let any of them escape. Come on, bring it.
What are you doing? Again, can't stop this.
Reload.
I could slow him down.
Action point reached.
Squeeze this guy.
One dead
There we
round.
go.
You want some of this? You asked for it.
I mean, you have like the three big populations that influence populations in Jersey. Really four: Black, Puerto Rican, Italian, and Irish. And the Jersey Shore, whatever. When I wouldn't say we all got along, but the few times that we did, we got along on certain things. And we knew we needed people to come down, so we didn't fuck with that aspect. Everything else was where we had our differences, whatever, you know? So you had the big population, a lot of Irish, a lot of Italian, Latinos, Black. Latinos bring in Black. You know, Latinos bring in white. So we have more people at the Jersey Shore than probably AC. I definitely know that because AC was like wasn't even on the radar. Like no one even really thought about it growing up. Even now, it's just like You know what I'm talking about? And from when I've been bouncing around the world a little bit, and the clubs that are in, like the 3 or 4 clubs that are in the Jersey Shore, even in New York, like maybe one club will be about maybe a club and a half of what the Jersey Shore is. But when you have a club, a club, a club, and club with all in the same like 2 blocks radius or whatever, it spills out to the street and everything. So it's like one big huge club. You know what I'm talking about? Thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And really like into this a small little area. Maybe like Mardi Gras, I guess. But picture Mardi Gras every weekend all throughout the summer in the 90s with a dozen police officers that could never control it. Now it's different. Now they have hundreds of police officers. That's why they are able to have the TV show and all that other stuff, because now it's safe for them, you know what I'm talking about? But you think about, well, how could it be any different? Well, that's what it was. You know, so they did. No one. It was like, how did you grow up like that? How, like, with all that other shit? That's all we knew. You know, I'm talking about. Same thing with everybody in Jersey. It was just normal to us. So when you see one police officer, it was nothing to lie, cheat, and steal, whatever. You know, I'm talking about, and lie to the police. Italian, Irish, Puerto Rican, black, or whatever, you know what I'm talking about? It wasn't just black and Puerto Rican, it was Italian and Irish, and that's why you see this gaslighting, because if you only have one police officer for 10,000 people, it didn't, that culture evolves. It's like, of course, we're not going to tell them the truth, but that bleeds into, now what takes over is racism and everything. Because now, instead of just lying, you're going to say what the breakdown society occurs, you know, and we go to our safe zones, and that's being racist. But I'm pretty sure it emerges from that. Like literally hundreds of thousands of people, if not, descending on a small couple blocks for Barrier Island in the summer with like. And then you gotta understand, like, at the time, like, Seaside is just, like, a few blocks. It doesn't have a police force, and technically it did. And you see a little dude on Cushman on a 3-wheel tricycle go-kart thing. It's like, you're not gonna listen to guys. Like, he's not gonna arrest anybody. It was just, everybody was just wild, man. Like, wild. Like, oh, they're supreme, you know what I'm talking about? You just have a line of people. And I don't even gonna get into it, man. It was just nuts. Like, it would never happen again. It was a perfect storm, you know? I remember, like, being told, we're going to bring down task force and everything from New York. I was like, man, they're already here. And then when I went in the Marine Corps, everything changed, you know? More police and everything. Well, you know, are we all here?
Group up.
I mean, you already knew. They already said it's going to be changed. And I was like, oh, no, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want no part of that anyways, you know, talking about it. It was fun. I mean, it was definitely an experience, you know, that you take for the rest of your life. And I'm glad I did what I did at the time, you know. I learned a lot about life and people. People don't change, you know. Those interactions don't change. The words change or whatever, and we can bullshit, but you just understand people when you're at that amount of, like, violence and sex and craziness. You know, you just know the core of how people interact. I need 2 more kills. and you'll be around the world. You know, Okinawa and other places I'm not gonna get into. And someone would be like, even Waikiki, when I first was in the Marine Corps, and I was like, Supreme! Supreme! I'd be like, oh. Chill, you're gonna get me in trouble, you know what I mean? But you know, Marine Corps intelligence knew. And I spoke to them. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die here, you know? Doing something for my life. You know? And something racist where no one is ever gonna, someone's always gonna look negatively upon you. Are they ever gonna talk shit about the Marine Corps? I mean, people are gonna be like, oh, well, the Marine Corps is this, and this. No, man, it's just like, it is what it is. I'm here, man. I never, if I had an opportunity to never do anything illegal in my life, I'm gonna choose that. And I told the federal government that. And it's like, that's why I'm here, you know. Unfortunately, you know, like, I wish I didn't have Paget's disease and my bone issue, but I'm glad I made that decision. It started me on a different path. And that's all it is. Different way of thinking. It sets you off in this trajectory. So people could think negatively and be racist about you, but you chose this. So they could give you that perception negativity, but here you are doing what you need to, you know? So it doesn't matter whatever perception they give to you.
Take a look! Supplies!
But you know, people try to
There's a grenade here.
justify their hate and convince people with anything and be sadistic about it. But if you're doing what you need to do, you shouldn't have to worry about that.
Nice. It's gonna blow! Think that's it. We got a live one! Grenades here! Venom just popped off! This'll work. Incoming Zion! I'm reloading! I got this. Yeah, let's go! Iron hard. Watch and learn. Things right behind us. Go! Find their pod.
Let's not get lit up for too long.
Hey, the venom's catching up.
You know, it's hard to teach people that, you know, because they believe like perception is 9/10 of reality. And when you're black and Latino, you know, and you always have this negative vibe on you, it grinds them down. So you just gotta just keep instilling. Can't listen to that, man, because they want you to feel like you're less than and justify their hatred. You just gotta be like, no, man. Never give someone a reason to justify their hatred. Just keep pushing, keep driving. And you just keep passing that on, you know. But people fear that. People fear that people have pride and respect for themselves and do things the right way, and try to put a wrench in that and be even more racist. So
You got a raven to catch.
because the end result of that is political power, is true influence, you know. And they don't want you to have that. They want to have control of the message. They want to have true influence. And be like, no, we're viewed smarter, better, any way possible. Therefore, we should get more stuff, more wealth, more whatever from the government, and you should get less. Like, same thing on the reservation. We're like half-breeds, we're whatever. We get more stuff, and you full-blooded Native Americans, Navajo, get less. It's just a perception based on skin color, you know? We're better. Therefore, we get more. But you're the same person. But if they can make that perception, make other people believe it, real or not, they get more stuff. Sex, money, power, whatever. How could I not get a kill with heavy weapons? See if I could get the headshot kills and heavy weapons kill at the same time.
I'm knocking him down.
That's a closed casket. You over here.
Oh yeah, you got him.
Ah, good one, Kate.
Energy tap upgraded.
Oh, goody. Lock and load! We can do this! No matter how much shit they throw at us!
Faster reject.
Who wants on that?
Supplies ready to go!
Oh, hell yeah!
Wow, just wow.
But you know, I don't know. I think that was my thing growing up. I was like, gotta disregard everything. People trying to shake you into like or shock you, and trying to embarrass you or whatever. You know, it's like. But that's the Jersey mentality. You know, that's Jersey culture. You know, I'm talking about. So I'm glad I have that. Like nothing could affect me. You know what I mean? I mean, I could, it would shock me for a second or two, but you recover, you know? I think that's the key right there. It's how quick you could refocus and focus in on that goal. I think that's good weightlifting too. You could just block out everything and just lift. Try to get another Venom run in. But you know, it's funny in Jersey, like people call you this, that, and the other thing. But when you show up, they just scatter and run, you know. It's funny. Oh, Supreme's a pussy. This, and this. I don't care how many people he stabbed or shot. Fuck him. You know, he's a pussy. Fuck him. Yeah, yeah. And people are like, yeah. Here he comes, run. Oh, God, it's funny, man. It's just like a funny world we live in. We're that racist, you know. And then a few people that don't know who I am, they stand there like, you said, oh, I get it. And they start, you know. But, you know, you can't really call another race hard or tough or cool or funny or whatever or anything that's positive. You got to demonize, and that's the world we live in. That's the racism in Jersey, at the Jersey Shore. Oh, the line. And, you know, try to speak the truth and be like, oh, it's just you. No, it's the whole race and it's the whole Latino and black population. So it's not just why me or whatever, you know. No. You got to look at it from a degree of separation, be like, ah, that's what it is. Let me restart this. Because like I said, I don't want your sympathy. I'm just telling you the truth. All the books and everything was written for white people, and that's a perception of how to correct society. But what happens on books and to what it really happens towards minorities, two different things. So we can't behave the same way and have the same result back. You know what I'm saying? If I'm cool with someone, I'm friendly, and I'll give out positively. For a white person, they'll reciprocate. For us, you know, I'm talking about, we won't get that. You know, if you're light skinned, like, oh, okay, you know, I'm talking about, that's the person I want to be around because they're cool. You know what I'm saying? They're friendly or gentlemen, they're simple, whatever. And I can reciprocate and you know, and invite in them, confide in them. And I know I'll get that same behavior back or whatever. But if you're a minority, is, you know, you're a bitch, you're weak, you're dumb. That's all they know how to act because to be cool because they have no dynamics to their personality. So we don't get that same behavior. So those books of, you know, you get back what you receive and the golden rule and all that stuff. Yes, but it has to be such to a degree of skill. By and large, it does not work. And white people get this whole leeway in it. At the core of it's true, but on the surface, you gotta be hard. Can't take any shit. Oh my god. Why is the just how it is. There we go. Now it's here. So you push as much as possible. Being cool. Sometimes you gotta, like white people, they don't treat minorities with respect, so they'll incarcerate, beat down a black person to show the rest of black people that's what you do if you fuck with our community. You know what I'm talking about? Because we're just examples, we're just things to them. And we're just like rag dolls to be beaten, you know what I'm talking about? It's that we're not even humans, you know what I'm talking about? So how do you overcome that? Well, you be aware of it for one. You realize you're not going to be treated as equal. You're not going to deal with that person. But you definitely don't give out weakness and be like, oh, hey, you know, I'm kind, I'm a gentleman, I'm whatever, because you're not going to receive that back. You know, you can't be illegal because then you have a justified reason to hate you. So where is that? So you got to be having that very brilliant, dynamic way of dealing with people. People know you're a gentleman, but you don't take any shit. As soon as you get a weakness, you have to deal with 10 times the amount of shit. So more your energy has to be dedicated to dealing with all that bullshit. But if you're an asshole, then people are like, fuck him. He's an asshole, so I'm going to treat him like shit. So you got to deal with more shit. So you constantly have to adjust or whatever. Because, okay, well, you got to... People view as weak. Only dumb people are going to believe in that. So it's at a lesser level and skill, and you can easily knock it away. But it's like a dam. You could push back that water like with ease, but there's so much of it. Some gets through you, and, you know, and some of that crap sticks to you, you know. Talking about that reputation, that perception, or whatever, that affects you. Now, if you overdo it and be an asshole and just bully and whatever, that push, you just slam it over, whatever, you know, I'm talking about. And all the water comes over you. Now you got to deal with all the fucking bullshit, you know? Sort of like that. So you got to find the correct balance. Always monitoring everything. Always staying in positive contact with everything. As soon as you don't stay in positive contact with an issue or problem, whatever, since you're a minority, it's always negative. It's going to be even worse than what you think about. Because people could be like, no news is good news. But that's not the case if you're a minority. You got this constant negativity on you. And so if there's no opposition, it's going to build and build and build and build into a crescendo and apex where they finally be like, oh, I'm hyped up. Now I can make that into reality. against minority. For a white person, it's different. You know, I'm talking about. I don't see anything opposition, so maybe I could be cool with that person and be cool, and I won't receive any kind of negative feedback for being cool with them, so I know I'm in the right, and possibly they'll give that back to me. But you're not white, you don't get that. So when there is silence over here, check it upon and be like, hey, what's up? You know, how you doing? Okay. I'm cool. I got my people here. How you doing? Hey, what's up over here? How you doing? So you forced to be everywhere at the same time. There's no ifs, ands about it. You have to be like that. You don't have the option of being shy. You don't have the luxury of being timid. You have to be socially assertive, if not on the verge of being aggressive. That's how it is, and that's why white people look at it. If he's not aggressive, then he's weak, because they know that personality that's going to succeed. And if they have any kind of weakness, they'll go and push down on you. I had to take a piss. Hold up. Don't get me wrong, like the golden rule and giving out receive does work in your own community, but doesn't by and large, on the average, work outside of that. You know what I'm talking about? If you're blessed to meet with good people, yes, it does. But unfortunately, it's not like that in our society. It is at times, but you're going to be on this forever grinding thing trying to find people that don't exist. They're going to treat you with respect and equality or whatever, right? Because as soon as they have the opportunity to be like, most of my people don't think that of you, so I don't have to, and I can get more. So you're forced to always have a group around you that feel like that. And so you have to be always in your profession, like, or in gang mentality, those people, or have your people in your profession always backing you up, saying more so than white people. White people could show up and not have all those references. As a minority, you always have to have those references saying, yeah, you know your profession, backing you up, saying you're this, you got that, you know this, you're capable of doing that. So they can't take that away from you. As soon as you show weakness, they will take that. You know what I'm talking about? So you're forced to always have those people around you that can verify who you are. Having those people around you, showing up with that instant on-call. I know how to do this. Yes, I was in the military. Yes, I know how to be a scaffolder, carpenter, or whatever. Always on call. My person, but yeah, save right here. Okay. Now let me check to see if that guy's good. You know what I'm talking about? So unfortunately, in your own community or whatever, yeah. But outside that, nope. I think that's why white supremacists go after people that are instilling such goodness in people, because it does work. The golden rule, turn the other cheek. If that was the case, we'll have a lot better society. And you have in the down south and Baptist communities, whatever, preachers and teaching that, and they see how good it's doing and positive influence it's having in society, white and black society down there. That's why they attacked it. It was like, that's influence. That's gonna treat people. That's gonna tell white people that black people are good, doing the right thing the right way, and we should respect them because they're good people. And we can't have that. So we're gonna sit there pretending like we're getting along, and that the second we're gonna turn and kill them, because they fear that. They fear that goodness. They fear that doing the right thing. So you gotta be smart and be good. You gotta have, like push it to the edge. That gray area right there of where you're a gentleman, but you take no shit. Otherwise, it's deadly. You're hurting your own community by not that. You don't have the luxury of making mistakes like a white person. They could sort of be good, whatever, be kind of lazy over here, I'm talking about, and be a total fucking simp and be weak or whatever. But be like, oh no, he's trying to be good. He's smart. Don't get him wrong. He'll figure it out, whatever. Minority. As soon as you make one little mistake, it'll be like a cascading thing. It'll be building on top of one mistake, on top of the other, on top of the other. You don't have the luxury of making mistakes. I'm talking about. So you always gotta monitor the situation. How's that going? Okay, good. I have that. How's my paperwork? Did you find anything wrong to justify you not giving me what I deserve? No, you weren't in the military. No, I had my paperwork. No. You weren't in the Marine Corps. You were a reservist. You didn't do as much as active duty. No, you were in the Army? No. I was in the Marine Corps. No, it says it right here. So they'll kind of keep pushing it down its here as much as possible. Just one little thing is, one little T is not crossed. Trust me, I have bad grammar. I'm talking about, but like, no, that's wrong. Everything else is wrong. And they'll focus on that. Any little, minor little thing, whatever. And they'll try to discount you as a person. That's what they're really trying to do. Just be like, you're not even a person equal to me. I'm harder than you, even though you were in the Marine Corps. I'm smarter than you, even though you have a degree. I'm smarter than you, even though you have more money. Oh, having money ain't shit. It's like any little thing. I'm smarter than you because my people say I look better than you do. And that's just like cultural stuff, perceptions. That's why, weightlifting, I don't want to really take photos until it's undeniable how that figures. So I have about 10, 15 pounds I got to lose, and then I'm good. And now I'm just like shredding as fast as possible. Maybe I should take those fat burners that my friends say I should take to get it down there. Then it's undeniable, because weightlifting can be quantified. It's not pure perception. There is a way to be like, oh, okay, those are abs. That's a definition. So you have to remove what is untangible and subjective and make it as quantifiable as possible. And don't focus on anything that's subjective and non-quantifiable. If you're a minority, you're going to travel uphill. Make sure that it's codified and can be verified easily. And that's how you sort of beat the system. Be like, oh, well, you know how to beat the system. Well, this process is it. But at the core is bettering yourself. But you just don't have the perception of like doing the right thing and playing, that edge, whatever. Smart people can tell the difference. So you gotta be careful. I think when I grew up, having a corrupted morality, I definitely thought that, and you definitely can fool people. You can fool people for life. But by and large, the masses of good people and successful people, you won't. So you can't focus on that, you know? And that's not who you're trying to convince. You're trying to increase and, talking about. See, I need 7 shotguns. We'll do this right quick. I think I'm gonna try another game actually. I'm gonna take a break here after I get this. And do another game. Maybe Gears Tactics or something. I think there's a D&D game on sale, which are always good. I mean, if they hardcore to the rules, they took all that dice rolling out of that and all that shit. I'm probably gonna have like a dice holder and put like a golden 20 dice on something and put it back there. Chance of finding a really good game, D&D game. I'll just do this, whatever. If I get money, I'll probably look for one.
Need medical attention.
Zion's been retired.
Wasted a drone.
Down to 3. It's called experience. Good to go. You asked for it.
Come back here. Energy tap is full.
Grabbing this. That's it.
Finders keepers. Good to go.
Energy collected.
Energy top upgraded. Grabbing this.
Gorgeous.
Now we're talking. Time's up. They're coming.
I'll never get tired of that.
Hefty. Tap upgraded.
I'll get this one with the 7 kills.
Nice.
Check your aim, idiot. You want some?
4 stars, easy 4 stars. And 100 iron on top of that. Let's see here. I'll decide between these two games, actually. I don't know what Planescape is. That Dungeons and Dragons? I'm not sure. %. Honestly, they're never on sale, so. Valhalla. Okay, this is my wish list. Okay, so between these two, I think this is D&D. I definitely know this is D&D. So I gotta decide which one. 74. So this is a little bit higher rated. I'll do my research and come back. And Google everything. See if I could fix my camera. I'm gonna go eat some oatmeal. I gotta down, watch some YouTube. You know. So maybe learn about some stocks. You know. Be back in about half hour. Definitely want to start a new game though.